Well, good Saturday morning, Faith Pocatello Daily. We are April 3rd, the day before the resurrection of Christ and the celebration that we are going to have. Just want to remind you, we have two services tomorrow, 8:30 and 10. Bring a friend, bring 10 friends, bring 20 friends. I mean, people need Jesus. So we're going to pick up a little bit kind of where we left off, but from John's account in John 19, verses 38 through 42. We see another player in this, and we want to talk about that. After these things, Joseph of Arimathea, who was a disciple of Jesus, but secretly for fear of the Jews, asked Pilate that he might take away the body of Jesus, and Pilate gave him permission. So he came and took away his body. Nicodemus also, who earlier had come to Jesus by night, came bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 75 pounds in weight. So they took the body of Jesus and bound it in linen cloths and with the spices, as is the burial custom. Now in the place where he was crucified there was a garden, and in the garden a new tomb in which no one had yet laid. So because of the Jewish day of preparation, since the tomb was closed at hand, they laid Jesus there. And this is interesting. We see Nicodemus here, and we know that the most famous passage probably in the Bible, maybe the most quoted one, came from a conversation between Nicodemus and Jesus, who, he talks about you must be born again, but then we also see you enter, he says, how can you enter into a woman's womb and then come out again? And says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him would not perish but have everlasting life. For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved through him. And so we see really this happening on Friday night and nothing really happening on Saturday. Now, again, the Jewish custom was that was the Sabbath. So you rested, you didn't do anything. But for a moment, I just want us to think about what the shock might have been, what the mood might have been for the disciples of Jesus who buried him in the tomb, who watched him and saw him be crucified. Now, remember, it was important that we understand that Jesus died quickly, not because he was in a hurry to finish and satisfy the sacrifice for us so that we might be forgiven, but he also was a good Jew, and so he could not do any work on the Sabbath. So he died before the Sabbath began. And so we just praise him for that. And he also gave these people time, Nicodemus and Joseph of Arimathea and some other of the women, to prepare him for burial and get him placed in the tomb. And then they sat and they rested. Imagine that they had minimal conversation. I imagine they were wondering, well, what does my life look like now? Everything that I thought has changed. I imagine there was still some dismay. I imagine they were not even hungry. And so, and I think that we have those times in our lives when everything seems to be disrupted and the Jesus we thought has changed. And so here we are Saturday, when this tension of despair. But tomorrow morning, things changed. So may God richly bless your day. Enjoy Jesus. Go and share life. Bring like 40 people tomorrow. Why not? Let's have a big celebration. More than anything, we want people to be saved.